All right, welcome to another edition of Replay. My name is Phil Kollar. For this week's show, I'm joined by Andrew Reiner.
Yo, yo.
Ben Reeves.
Hello.
Joe Juba.
Yeah, Joe here.
And we are playing Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen. And Ben Reeves, you have the controller, so start this up.
All right, here we go.
Let's jump right into the game.
Now, Ben, you were a huge fan of this back in the day, right?
Yeah, well, I started with the Soul Reaver. I started in Soul Reaver, and then I went back and played this, and I was like, yeah. I still enjoyed it, though.
Might be a little too much blood on that font.
Yes, a little.
Need a vampire to suck that off.
Magical operation of maximum importance. I actually
that
started.
didn't seem like a good idea. Just impale yourself there.
I actually started with this game. This was the first Legacy of Kain that I played.
So now, for you guys who played this back when it first came out, were these was this CG, these cutscenes, pretty awesome at the time?
They were.
Yeah.
They were pretty awesome.
It reminded me a lot of the cutscenes from, the CG stuff from the first and second Warcraft games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of along those lines. And at the time, I mean,
How
just
could you
as
not
now.
like that right there?
Yeah.
That was awesome. That's the coolest part in the game, maybe.
I don't know. Turning into a werewolf is pretty sweet.
That is cool as well. I don't think we're going to get there.
Oh, no.
Isn't Kain supposed to be a vampire?
Kain is a vampire.
Sir Ian, Gandalf.
He looks more like some kind of Muppet.
I don't think that's Kain.
Well, it's not him.
Oh, okay.
He's a Muppet vampire. Although that is a vampire. Yeah, that was great.
Best move in the game. The thing that got Joe to play it.
Yeah. I had never played this game until I was over at one of my friend's house, and I saw, one of those dudes getting, chained up on the wall, and I just saw Kain, suck all the blood out. I totally went out and bought this game.
That's all it takes for you, huh?
Yeah.
Just a
And he
little
shouted
blood
something
sucking.
awesome when he swung his sword, too. It's like, "Play, Victus," or something like that.
Yes, we will hear that many times, I think. Best part about this intro is, until you've, played a significant portion of the game, none of this makes any sense.
No.
And even if you've played a significant portion of the game, it still might not quite make a lot of sense.
Or played the later games.
It's Mr. Bones.
So, to give people a little bit of context, if you have not played this before, this came out originally in 1996, which is why these graphics were amazing at the time.
It still is pretty cool. It has its own flair.
Yes. It was ported to the PC in 1997. They announced a Saturn version, but that never came out, unfortunately.
It's better CG than on the TV show Lost.
That is. Lost could take a couple of lessons from this game.
Tavern's closing.
Here we are.
Best be on your way, stranger. What?
Tavern's closing.
No mug of ale for a weary traveler from distant Corhagen?
I don't remember the menu being so large.
Yeah, it's huge.
There's some interesting choices in this game.
Is it like that the whole time? Just eats up a third or a quarter of the screen?
Yep. Yes.
Huh.
And so I
Yeah, that... You
At least
get
you
used
get a
to
cool
it,
dragon
though.
there.
I like the dialogue here because it's really they're going for a weird old English feel for the dialogue. And they have Kain doing
So you can't hang out in here. You really just have to leave.
yeah.
Get killed.
They have Kain doing a narrative on top of everything, which is cool.
Oh, I remember
Are we
a lot.
counting the loading here?
Oh,
I remember
come on, kill that guy. You can
trying
kill
to
that guy.
avoid these guys for as
No.
long as you can. Yeah, there it is.
There's the
Let's
shout.
see. Let's get out of here.
Wait,
Oh,
so
slow
Oh
down.
no! Oh no!
why would you open a tavern in a place where there were just a bunch of thugs outside constantly
Failure.
cutting people down?
I think these guys are oh, there you go. These guys are
That'll do it.
hired to kill you, I think, is the implication, because you're a nobleman of some sort.
At least I kept the sword.
Oh, look at his face. That's not right.
Ooh. Oh, so he wasn't even all vampired up yet.
No.
Okay.
This is it.
This is what happens.
How'd he get here?
This is how people turn into
Is
vampires.
this hell?
I guess it looks like it. Looks like hell.
That's a good guess, I think. Either that or it's just a big pit of fire somewhere.
Or it's Michigan.
So this is actually the first console game that Silicon Knights ever did. That's the developer that's now known for Eternal Darkness and Two Human. Dennis Dyack as well.
Can you really say they're known for Two Human?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they're known for
Eternal
doing
Darkness,
it.
right? Eternal
can say-
Darkness. Come on.
Well, they're known for Eternal Darkness, and they're infamous for
There you go.
Too Human.
That's the proper way to say that.
And they just got this big, like, grant from the Canadian government or something, didn't they?
That is correct. This was the only Legacy of Kain game that they worked on. After this, Crystal Dynamics took it over. This was also the only one that Activision published, and went to Eidos afterwards.
Very Sephiroth moment here.
Yeah. Lots of loading.
Yeah, there's tons of loading in this game.
There was tons of loading back in '96. Like that's just a
Even by
That era
96
of
standards,
time.
this was too much loading.
There
yeah.
you go. Now you're in your,
Yep, here we
your
are.
crypt. Hit that switch.
Bonk.
So
Is there
Ben is
anything
a
over here we need.
Now,
No.
if you press L1, I think you zoom out a little. I prefer the
Yeah.
zoomed out view, but I mean, whichever way you play it,
Do you
This looks
just get
rough.
a trading card, or you?
yeah.
Is it
Okay.
like Magic the
Get this
Gathering?
guy.
What?
all the items and powers come in those cards. It's just confusing.
A little bit of slowdown. Oh, why is it so slow?
There's a lot of molasses.
You gotta
in
push that
doorway.
bolt. Yeah, there.
Look at that pushing animation.
That's what we call a puzzle right
Uh-huh.
there. Oh yeah.
That was actually Silicon Knights' goal, is they wanted to create an action game that also required thinking. As you can see clearly,
Like
this does.
basically go toward the green light.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, here we
Choice.
go.
All
of-
circle.
All of the great
Circle.
scholars love pushing boulders.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, poor woman.
So Ben, as a big fan of the series, like where does this game fall in terms of quality compared to the rest of them?
You know, it's so different than the rest. It was top down. It was kind of Zelda-like, where the others were 3D action puzzlers.
Okay.
So, I mean, I like it as somewhere mid-series, maybe.
Okay.
I like the first and second Legacy of Kain a lot. But.
I think the plot is a big thing too. Like, I think the plot in this series is actually really interesting.
No, I've always liked Kain as a character more than Raziel. So I guess I kind of enjoyed this one the most, whereas the last game that starred Kain wasn't so great. So this was my top game in the series, probably followed by Soul Reaver 1 and 2.
So yeah, the way it worked out is the next game that came out in 1999 for PS1 and Dreamcast was Soul Reaver, which starred.
And that was kind of like a Tomb Raider game. It was very
Yeah.
adventure-heavy platforms.
Raziel.
Yeah, Raziel, which is this new character who's like a lieutenant of Kain after Kain's kind of gained power at the
He's
end of
kind
this
of
game.
a jawless freak with little baby bat wings, and he can't really fly.
Instead of sucking blood, he sucks souls.
Yeah.
So that's
How
a
can you do
difference.
that though? If you start players off with like this totally awesome vampire character, and then just be like, no, you don't get to be him anymore. Now you're some like lieutenant off in the boonies.
Oh, we don't need that.
I mean, the
yeah,
way
it's like going from like playing as Jack Bauer to playing as like Chloe or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if he was that bad.
Darth Vader to Admiral Veers.
Yeah.
Well, Kain was still in it, and he was still pretty awesome. I think they thought he was too much of a bad guy.
Yeah, well, that was one of the interesting things about this is people, when Silicon Knights was making this, they wanted to make Kain an anti-hero, just straight up a bad guy. And a lot of people tried to tell them, you can't do that. And we're kind of used to anti-heroes being the main characters now. But at the time, that was very unheard of. But they went ahead with it, and I think people liked it.
But then and then they took it away in the next game.
So then Soul Reaver 2 came out in 2001, again starring Raziel. Blood Omen 2 finally came out in 2002.
Which was not good.
But that was Kain again.
But that was Kain again.
Yes.
So it was like, oh, you wanted him back, and
Yeah.
didn't work out for us.
And then in 2003, they did Legacy of Kain Defiance, which was their attempt to kind of merge the Soul Reaver and Blood Omen storylines.
Kind of a Devil May Cry, a little more action-y focused.
Yes.
But not as good as Devil May Cry.
Yeah, I'd like to see Crystal Dynamics work on another one of these with the new Tomb Raider engine that they had for this generation. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I would love to see this franchise come back. Something actually good.
Sure do push a lot of switches on
Switches
walls.
there.
You got to do like, I think hit the.
There's like
mid-
an order.
Yeah. No, you just have to have a certain like, I think it's the first and the third press down. Oh. we're gonna do some switch puzzles.
You see Ben's brain
Oh,
work here.
All right.
Boring.
This is boring.
Try the second and third.
Can't you just run across the spikes?
No. No.
You're a
Not
vampire.
right now.
Yeah, I mean,
You should be able to.
Do that one and then hit
turn
the
into
other one
a
off.
bat or something. Fly over those spikes.
There we go. There was a... You were weak to water in Soul Reaver.
You can turn into a bat later, and you get
And a werewolf.
and a werewolf. You get multiple transformations.
Oh, the slowdown is killing me.
That item that you just picked up is one of my favorites, but we need to find a human to use it on.
What does it do?
It rips their flesh off. Sort of like in that cutscene that we saw.
Right,
I
right.
should be able to use it here.
Oh, loading for the menu.
Check out the world map as long as we're here because you hit the wrong menu.
Yep, that's
There
where
we
we're
go.
going.
That's a big blue
You can
blob.
like kind of scroll around and see how big this world is. There's a lot to explore here.
Oh, yeah.
So much so that Joe, you said that when you played it, you actually just kind of got lost, right?
Yeah, I got
Lord
a
of
few
the Rings.
hours in and then just like couldn't figure out what to do, and like there weren't enough humans chained onto walls for me to suck the blood off of to really keep me interested.
That's the
Okay, so this one?
Yeah, but I think you might need to use it on a live, like a
Not one of these guys.
Yeah, so just go out of here though.
Some of that.
Loading.
We're loading. I'm surprised I ever put up with that. Alright.
Long puzzle.
Right.
So one of the other cool things about this game is the plot goes in some really interesting, unexpected directions. Like, we're going to find out here, we're going to get to the pillars of Nosgoth, and you find out that you have to kill the people who are in charge of each pillar, which is cool, but they switch it up sometimes throughout the plot, and they kind of make things different at they go on little side tracks. Like, for example, there's one part where you suddenly go back into the past, and you end up murdering this king who eventually becomes a tyrant and changing the future, and it's really cool. Unexpected.
I remember eventually you could pose as a human.
Do you get back from the past and find out that your mom has married Biff Tannen?
I wish.
I'm sorry, it always goes back to the Future with me.
I've noticed that about you, Joe.
Yeah. So the name Nosgoth?
The original title of the game was Pillars of Nosgoth. That's what I found out.
There's a
I think you
good marketing team that changed that.
Sounds like an evil nasal spray.
I think you can go into these houses here and you can kill some people. I want you to use that thing on one of them.
Alright.
Can't remember what he calls it, like a flail or something.
Oh,
They're sleeping.
why hello.
Nice.
Yeah.
He did it in its sleep, you know? Didn't see it
gentle.
coming.
That's sporting of you, Ben.
I'm a gentleman.
Joe would have been like, hey, wake up.
Oh no, a vampire! Yeah, you need
just
that
wanna get
moment of
that-
recognition.
Yes.
There we go.
There. Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah. Just disintegrated into pixels.
All right, now head south.
See if I can suck his... No, can't suck his blood from across
That guy
the
will
bar.
not give you any drinks.
Too far.
Still.
What a jerk.
Does he sell you bombs or
I don't think so.
no?
It's
I don't-
dangerous to go alone.
I don't think there are any like vendors in the game, which is kind of weird. You sort of expect that.
Just count on getting all your items from breaking pots and crap.
Yeah, you can break all those, like that barrel that was in the house. I think Ben could have broken that and found a card.
The necromancer.
I want to know who's stuffing all their valuables into barrels in these fantasy worlds.
Oh boy.
Yet I must confess in my haste I had not sought one.
So you can't progress any further. You have to wait for the dialogue to finish before you can move.
Well,
Yes. Oh,
yes.
it's amazing. I can't believe I had this kind of patience when I was younger and playing this game.
I don't think
I
we're
think I
gonna...
could still play this if they got rid of the slowdown and re-released it on,
I would love if they did
PSN.
like an HD version of this.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Maybe
Ben,
a
zoom in.
remake.
See if we can quit that slowdown thing. There we go.
It goes a little faster when you're zoomed in, but it's also harder to see. Like,
Yeah.
But
these
it also
enemies.
looks significantly better up this close, too.
I would say better. I don't know about significantly.
It looks smoother.
It does.
Which is
You're
why-
right.
why it looks better.
Everything doesn't kind of blend together into just a big brown color quite as much.
Victus.
You can suck these guys' blood if you don't kill them all the way,
Yeah.
but you don't care.
Eh.
So can your health meter go all the way to the top there?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right stuff. And
You
That's-
just keep
that's
collecting
pretty
these
sweet.
vials throughout the game.
That's how vampires keep their blood in vials. Here it is.
There's the Pillars of Nosgoth, which will be there shortly.
Looks like they made him a little too tall.
Yes.
Those are not
I
architecturally
like that,
stable
actually.
structures.
Yeah,
there.
I think there's some architect out there that's like, damn, I really screwed up.
I hope the wind doesn't ever pick up.
Oh, there we go. Teleport. This takes us right to the pillars.
Of course, why not? I mean,
You want to keep your pillars secret, but you also want to keep them accessible.
All right, here we go. This is where the story really picks up. His face every time.
He looks
is
like
that, a
some kind
mermaid?
of like vampire David Carradine.
There is nothing left of me to fear, vampire. I'm only a shadow of my former self, Ari, the balance of the circle of nine.
There's a lot of pillars.
I can provide.
It is.
So this ghost who's telling him what to do. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but Kain gets betrayed
What?
No.
a lot.
You must destroy the source.
Talking like Kratos levels of betrayal going on in this game.
Only then will you realize peace.
I think his undies might be a little too tight.
Protectors of hope were
Just saying.
use their powers to preserve our world. Now these pillars have
Yeah, the whole no feet thing, she does kind of look like a mermaid.
my
Yeah, I wouldn't
That's
trust
Ariel.
that.
Ugh.
She kind of looks like David Carradine as well.
I hope David Carradine got royalties for this game.
What is that?
Why would you do that?
You must restore balance. You must right the
Oh.
pillars of Nosgoth.
She can just go right through things.
Yeah,
'Cause
she's
a
just
ghost.
showing off now. She's like, look what I can do.
So this ghost gives you the quest
Yeah.
for the game, the main quest, which is to, like I said, destroy all of the pillars here by killing the people who are in charge of them. And
I'm sure this furthers her own agenda in no particular way, right?
yeah, you might be correct.
I remember the end. They made a big deal about how there were two different endings.
Yes.
One was like, hey, this is the good ending. This is the
Essentially-
bad ending where you destroy the world, but you're basically king of it.
Well, yeah, essentially, you can choose at the end. You find out that you're in charge of one of the pillars, and you can either kill yourself to save the world. Then you also make vampires extinct, or you can keep yourself alive and become a god over a world that's pretty ruined.
How is that
that's-
even a choice?
And they go with the second ending
Uh-oh.
for
Oh,
the
no, we're
series
stuck. Okay.
series canon.
All the pillars were restored. Did Ariel claim?
Why
Oh, the
wouldn't
second.
you?
So in canon, you do become a god and
Yep.
rule over. Okay, well,
Which
yeah.
is why, which is why Kain is kind of the bad guy in Soul Reaver.
Okay.
All right.
Where did the teleports go in the sequels? It seemed like those would have really helped in some
Would
of
have
the
helped a
sections where I
lot.
had to like climb, a
Well,
mile
they still
high.
had him in Soul Reaver.
And there's your bat form.
All right.
Oh, yeah. This is when I started getting lost. I think.
Because then you can use these
kinda
to
crap.
fly around, too.
Yeah, you can teleport around the world faster.
Bat form. I can travel great distances.
And this was something I kind of liked. There's this temple here. It's just a cool little like bonus area. You don't really have to go in. If you do, I think you find a spell. There's a lot of these like just side areas.
It was weird because they were trying to do like... That's the spell you're getting.
That's the spell.
They were trying to do like a giant Zelda-style adventure, but it wasn't really an open world. It was really kind of linear.
They knew you were coming. Look at that.
It did.
All right, I think this is where we're gonna call it. But
I still want to play this. I think this looks fun. Like I'd go back and play this.
as you were saying, if they did some sort of like remake on XBLA or on PSN, this is available on PSN in its original form right now, by the way. But if they did some sort of remake where they kind of up-res the graphics a little and took care of those slowdown problems, maybe fix
play
the
it again.
Maybe fix the controls just a little bit because they're a little wonky.
Add analog
Yeah,
controls.
put analog.
Yeah.
It's good to go.
I would definitely like that.
While it is true that natural light
But otherwise, an actual next-gen revisiting of the franchise would also be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, Legacy of Kain. Stay tuned for Replay Roulette. All right, guys, here we go. Replay Roulette. This is me, Andrew Reiner, Ben Reeves. Joe had to leave us, unfortunately, but we are checking out Running Wilds. We don't need Joe for this. You're an expert on this one, right?
Oh, God.
Reiner? Look at these characters. So this is, from what I understand, it's a racing game, but where you are just running.
You gotta be the elephant.
You think so?
Yeah,
the
you
best.
have to.
That Ram
Not
is
the
pretty cool.
general,
He's like a general.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look how he walks. I mean, he's not gonna be a good racer.
That is a panda chick.
That's
She is
disturbing.
not wearing underwear. I'm definitely going to play the elephant. What? Okay. The wings power up makes you fly. Start race. Should we hit the volcano here?
Sure, that's where elephants hang out.
You seem just full of just absolute disdain in your
man,
voice.
I remember this game. It's not good.
Gonna hold the jump button for more hang time.
Is this what Iceland looks like right now?
I guess.
How could he win?
Okay, so I'm running automatically. Whoa. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Boom.
What is jump? Oh, that's jump. Square is jump, which I had to get used to.
It moves fast. I'll give it that.
Oh jeez.
Doesn't even look like the characters are like on the world the correct way. You know what I mean? Like, it looks
Yeah.
like they're kind of like facing downward.
It's just like the world is being scrolled along instead of they're actually moving on it.
This does look better than Muscle March. I'll give it that.
Is that how we're judging games now?
Yeah.
Oh, see, we got a little speed meter there that I just noticed.
This guy's got big feet.
Oh man.
You know what that means?
Wait, what does that mean?
It means he's slow.
Also,
Oh,
he
jeez.
has a big trunk.
That's a big trunk.
What is?
That was the worst fireball I've ever seen.
It is really hard to keep centered on this.
You're second, I think.
Why?
Yeah. Can you like punch dudes when you walk by, or is it just running?
It seems like it's just running and jumping.
Yeah, it's not punching wild, man. It's called running wild.
Yeah. At least you can jump. That's more than any other racing game could say.
They should make a game called Punching Wild.
You can jump in Mario Kart.
Yeah, hoppish. All right, you did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bad.
Okay. Next track. Let's try one more track and then get out of this. Apparently we can
Let me
get
try
big.
it.
Get big to crush
Yeah,
your
Reiner,
opponents.
you give this one a shot.
We should definitely get
You
big.
seem to really, really hate this.
So we got an exclamation point for winning, huh?
That's the one we beat? Yeah.
Go to the city. We'll see how nicely their buildings are rendered.
Elephants, again, love the city.
Natural habitat, yeah.
Well, it kind of is now. I mean, now that we have most of them in captivity, now that we've kind of taken over their kind. I mean, they are city bound.
I mean, if we didn't, they would be winning all the races.
I just noticed our guy has a tattoo.
You think there's some history behind it, like a story?
I think he was maybe in a gang.
I think in the ending they explain this. Is this a shortcut that you just found? It is. You're really good at this game. You could play this professionally.
Oh boy.
What?
Go on the circuit. Running wild circuit.
Was that good or bad, do you
Oh,
think?
geez.
How did you jump?
Square.
Gotcha.
And if you hold it long, you jump further.
So there's
What?
like no gas button or anything. Your character just kind of goes.
Look at that guy ahead of you. He was just floating. Yeah, there's no control
So
over
I'm
your
just
speed.
hitting left or right, and that's all I do, and then jump.
There you go. You got that
That's pretty much it.
hidden path again.
Now I'll face plant this.
Are you not supposed to do? What's
I
going
was
on?
trying to thread the needle there.
Oh no.
Oh jeez.
Oh, look at this jump. Oh,
I think you're not supposed to be doing that.
really? You sure?
I don't know.
He's in second place.
Yeah, where's first place?
Oh, the cops.
Oh man, this feels terrible.
There he is. The Ram.
Oh jeez.
He's sliding.
It seriously feels like I'm like turning a tank. But maybe that's what they're going for with the elephant, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure it feels a lot better with the other characters.
Maybe
right?
the designers are out there are watching this going, Psh, that's exactly what I was going for.
They don't understand us.
Oh boy. Well,
Oh,
you
perfect.
got first place.
We are bad. How did the CPU
we should
still
not
beat
play
us?
any more of
We
this.
should
This
not
is
play
terrible.
any more of this. There you go. Running wild on PlayStation 1. Probably don't need to go back and check this out.
There's my lap times.